Hello? Oh my goodness, unexpected guest. Welcome, it's so nice to have you. Please come into the Durant House Museum with me. I'll meet you in the parlor. Welcome. This is the parlor of a home that was built in 1843 by Bryant Durant. Bryant Durant built this home for his wife, Jerusha. They had met 2 years earlier and decided to build the home here, and they moved in just after they got married. This is the only portrait we have of the Durant family. It was taken right before Abba got married. The Durants had 6 children: Julia, Henrietta, Charles, Emma, Abba, and William. The parlor is the most special room of the house, and it was always ready for company. The children never played in here. In fact, the whole family didn't use this room Monday through Saturday. It was saved for Sundays and special occasions. Jerusha Durant, the woman who lived in this house, her favorite things and most special things were in this room. The nicest furniture, the nicest accessories, and in fact, this one table that we have here is from the Durant family. It was built by Bryant Durant out of cherry wood and given to his wife as a gift. All 6 of the Durant children were born in this exact house. Let me show you the boarding room. It's also known as the parents' chamber, or bedroom, which is what they call them today. This chamber is where mother and father, Bryant and Jerusha, stayed, and the children were all born here because they did not have hospitals back in the 1880s here in St. Charles. This room is close to the hearth room, or the keeping room, because the parents had to make sure that the fire was always going. Fire was so important to the families back in the pioneer days. It was used to cook all their food, to boil water for cleaning, for cooking, and even for bathing. And let's look at the fire. In fact, let me show you a little bit about how I cook in this kitchen, because we always served food when our guests came. This is the keeping room, a very important room in the Durant house. It's like a kitchen from today. In fact, you could cook anything in this kitchen that you cook in your kitchen today, but it might be a little bit different. First of all, we've got our open fire. Call this the hearth. And am I ready to do some frying some bacon? All I have to do is take this crane, which is on a little lever, take the crane and put that bacon right over that hot fire. Oh, you can already hear it sizzling. Okay, there's other things while that bacon is cooking. I might want to do some sautéing. This is a spider pan. You can tell by its long legs it looks like a spider. And this is one where you would put it on the hearth, put your coals underneath, and then you would have remote heat. And if I wanted to bake something, this is called a Dutch oven. I'd put my dough and my batter for my cake inside there, and then I'd take hot coals from the fire and I'd put them on the top and underneath, and that would make an oven, and I could bake right inside. Now that is an oven. With a family of 6 children and 2 adults, you can see this keeping room would be pretty crowded. So soon after, come with me into this room, soon after this home was built, Bryant added this addition. Now this is a wood frame room. It's not the original brick. But this room then became the kitchen and the workroom. And even at one point, his sister Prudence was an invalid, and they built out a small 10 by 10 room, and she stayed here in her own private room. We use it now as a way to display the tools that were used back in the 1800s to run a farm, to take care of a home, and to just manage everyday life on the prairie. Now that you've seen the first floor of the Durant House Museum, I'd like you to come upstairs with me. When the house was built, we have a hallway that completely avoids going through the parlor. Remember I told you the children were not allowed in the parlor except on Sunday. So come through this hall. There are 4 bedrooms upstairs. Let's go into the older girls' room first. This chamber was shared by the 2 older girls, Julia and Henrietta. In the diaries, it talks about how they loved the way the sun would shine in on the south side of the house into this room and make it so nice and warm. Now come in this room. This is where the boys, Willie and Charlie, stayed. They shared this room, and on a cold winter day it would have been nice because there wasn't a heater or a furnace in this room. You can look around this room when you come to visit the museum and see all the hobbies that the boys had, and a desk where they did their studies. This is one of the tools that is used in the home that is most interesting when students come by for their school tours. They wonder, what is it? I'll tell you. The beds at this time were made with ropes instead of mattresses. The ropes were used to hold up a straw-filled bag and then a down-filled comforter, and of course you'd put your quilt on the top. At night, when the father would come upstairs to check to see if the children were ready to go to bed, he would use this tool and check to see if the ropes were tight. If they were loose, the child could fall right through while they're sleeping. And that's where the term "good night, sleep tight" comes from. This is the smallest room of the house. This is the bedroom for the 2 younger girls, Ebba and Abba. They're the ones who had the diaries, and that's how we've learned so much about what life was like in this house for the Durant family. Their rooms are a little bit smaller and their beds are smaller, but what's special about this room is the side wall here is the same wall as the fireplace, and this room would stay nice and warm even in the winter. Let's head back downstairs, and I'd like to show you what happened to this house in 1880. In 1880, Bryant and Jerusha Durant decided to move into town to live with their daughter. And they rented their farm and the house to Godfrey and Christina Peterson. And the Petersons moved in as renters. They added the barns, which you can see from the house. And they added this wonderful addition. It's a modern kitchen. Let's go inside. This was considered a modern kitchen in 1880 because it had a tin-lined sink. The sink had a pump. It actually pulled water from a cistern that's right outside the door here that caught rainwater. So you wouldn't have to haul your water in like the Durants did. They also had an area for all of their chores. They had laundry, they had ironing, they had canning, and they had what was most wonderful is a wood-burning stove. In addition to the modern kitchen, the Petersons had an indoor bathroom, a room to bathe in privacy behind a door. The Durant family would bathe in a small tub in front of the fireplace, not very private. In order for this tub to get filled with nice hot water, they would take a pot of water and pour it in. They'd go back to the pump, fill it up, heat the water, and pour it in. How many times do you think you'd have to do this before you had enough water to take a nice hot bath? It didn't matter. It was modern. It's been so nice to be able to share this wonderful museum with you, but you have to come and see us face to face. Come in and smell the fire and walk on these creaking floors and get immersed in this museum because it's a hands-on museum and a history lesson all in one. Well, thanks again, and I look forward to seeing you. Come soon. Bye.